Hi Leo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing a bonus reading for you guys. You had the highest viewership last week, so I wanted to say thank you so much. I really do appreciate all of you. I am going to start by letting you know that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Leo sign out there, so guys, take what resonates for you. Leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse, so if it is resonating, guys, get in where you fit in. But as always, Leo, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Leo? Leo. Leo. All right, Leo, you are starting out with the Five of Swords. You have the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Swords. All right, so be very careful of communication that you might have with somebody this week because it could wind up in a conflict. And I do feel like a lot of you guys, this conflict has to do with somebody who's being selfish or ungiving. And it's a very unbalanced situation because you're feeling some kind of way about this situation right now. So you could be coming at this person very harshly. I do feel like you are getting some clarity in this, so I don't think you're wrong about it being a very unbalanced situation or that you're dealing with somebody who's been very selfish. You do have the clarity that you need, and I do like that you're seated in that clarity, but just be careful because it could wind up, especially if there's a big conversation happening, it could wind up in a lot of conflict. Now, a lot of you guys have already had conflict with somebody. All right, so let's see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Leo's energy. All right, so the person in your energy, we have the Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles in the reverse. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn. We have the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, and the Eight of Cups. So the person in your energy, they feel like you have left them out in the cold, or maybe they did. They may have left you out in the cold. But I will tell you that regardless, this person is feeling very, they're feeling very rejected right now. They're feeling very much as if they have lost you. I also feel like this person is definitely having some sort of financial problems. They're experiencing a lot of loss right now. Which is difficult. They may have lost their job or they're losing a lot of money. So they're definitely in this poverty mindset. I do feel like for a lot of you, though, this person feels like you've rejected them. You've abandoned them. They feel like you've walked away from the situation. They're very focused on you at this time. But I do feel like this is somebody who either they left you out in the cold and now they're projecting that onto you, or this person is feeling rejected because they feel that you've walked away from them. Regardless, this is somebody that is experiencing a deep sense of loss with concern to you. And I also feel like this person is having, some difficulty financially. So let me see the energy between Leo and this person. Four of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, this is somebody that there was some kind of conflict with this person, but this is someone that there's been an ending. Could have been in a marriage. Could have been in a marriage or a long-term connection. Perhaps you were living with this person or just involved with them for a very long time. There's definitely no stability in this connection currently. And there has been an ending here. So show me what's affecting this connection. Show me what's affecting this connection between Leo and this person. The King of Swords, some truthful communication here. This could also be another person. If there's an ending of a marriage, this could indicate a attorney or a lawyer here. So if that's the case, you could be fighting over finances or money. And you feel like this person is being selfish. They feel like they're losing everything. It doesn't have to be, though. This could also be truthful communication that has occurred between the two of you. You may have communicated to this person, look, you're selfish. You're only thinking about yourself. You haven't been treating me right. You've breadcrumbed me. This person may be wanting to communicate to you that they are feeling a deep sense of loss, or they could be trying to let you know that finances are affecting them. Let me see the outcome. But there is some sort of truthful communication here. Show me the outcome for Leo and this person. Show me the outcome for Leo and this person. A decision being made. Yeah, there's a decision that's going to be made. For you, it has something to do with clarity, gaining the clarity to make the decision that is going to be in your best interest. This person could be choosing to walk away from the situation, or they may be watching you walk away from a situation. So we'll clarify all of that. Bottom of the deck is the Death card. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy is here. So most of the signs are represented here. Don't get too hung up in the signs, because we literally have almost all of them in our chart somewhere. With the Death card as an underlying energy, it is talking about a transformation and or an ending. Likely an ending that's created a transformation. So let me clarify. Spirit, why is the Five of Swords here for Leo? Why is the Five of Swords here for Leo? All right, we have the Nine of Swords reversed. And we have the Four of Swords. So there's been a break in the communication. I feel like if the two of you have communicated recently, so there was some sort of break, there's been some sort of communication, but it only led to more, you know, chaos, more conflict. But that conflict is bringing about change, whether you're aware of it or not. So I do feel like there was some sort of break in the communication. There's been recent communication, but I feel like you're tired of worrying about the conflict with this person. You're tired of fighting for this situation is the way it's looking. Let me see why the Six of Pentacles is in reverse. Because you've lost a lot of sleep. This person has caused you a lot of anxiety. There's been a lot of worry. And I feel like you're just tired of it. The Lovers and the Three of Coins. You feel like this person's a soulmate for a lot of you. There could be a choice. You could now have a choice between this person and someone else. I do feel like you are working very hard on your own stability right now with this Three of Coins. A lot of you are really pouring yourself into work or working on your own stability currently. I also feel like even though there's been conflict here in the past and there's been gaps in the communication between you and this person, I also feel like you're cooperative. You want to work things out with this person. You're trying to work things out with this person, but you're also aware that this person's not showing up as being very generous. There's a big decision that you have with regard to love. It's either regarding this person, or you may have a choice between this person and someone else. Let me see why this Ace of Swords is here. Excuse me. All of a sudden, my throat just got really dry. Ooh, you're in the Empress energy, Leo. I love this for you. Queen of Cups reversed and the Empress. So you were overgiving in this situation. Yeah, you've been overgiving and you're now aware of that. You were always the one giving the emotions, giving the love. Your heart was just wide open with this person. So now, the Empress has a good sense of self-esteem, a good sense of self, and the Empress doesn't chase. You may have chased this person in the past, but I feel like you've pulled back emotionally. You're not overgiving any longer. You're not just approaching with love and expecting this person to do the same. You're now in the Empress energy. So you've learned how to give without overgiving is what it amounts to. And I also feel like you're not going to chase after this person. Now, if they come to you and they want to work things out, I feel like you'll be cooperative, but it's because you feel that this person is a soulmate to you. But at the same time, I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons. The Empress has learned all the lessons of all the queens. And I feel like the hardest one for you wasn't about, it wasn't about clarity and thought. It wasn't about, money or stability. It was about overgiving, giving without having the boundaries. The Empress has good boundaries. So you've decided you're going to live life in a prosperous fashion. You're going to live life with clarity. And you now have the clarity that tells you that you are of great value. So I love that you're in this Empress energy. You may be kind of closing yourself off a little bit to this person, though. So let me see their energy. Show me why the Five of Pentacles is here for the person in Leo's energy. All right, we have the Six of Swords and we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. So this person can be quite immature. I feel like this person may have moved towards somebody new and that did not work out for them. And now they're seated in the same energy that they left you in. I feel like this person walked away from you. I feel like they kind of, closed themselves off. They weren't offering you anything. You were trying to give of yourself, give feelings, emotions, and love to this person. And instead, they rejected you. They rejected what you were offering, and they moved towards someone else. And now that someone else has not worked out. Let me see why the King of Pentacles is in reverse. So basically, what they did to you got done to them. Show me the King of Pentacles reverse. Well, that's too many. Let's try that again. Show me the King of Pentacles reversed. Page of Wands reversed. Yeah, very immature energy. Justice in reverse. Libra energy. And there's that Eight of Cups again. And so it's basically telling me the same thing. See, how do I put this? Because I can so clearly see it in my head. It's like this person left out of your life saying, you ain't shit, Libra. You ain't all that. And then they took up with somebody else, and that person did the same thing to them. Now they're devastated. Yeah, now they're devastated. And while they're sitting here devastated, you've kind of gotten yourself back on track, and you're in this Empress energy. So what this is telling me is you're dealing with a very immature individual, particularly with how they communicate and what they offer to others. This is somebody who walked away from this connection, and now someone has walked away from them. And they feel very wronged by it. But what I'm not seeing is that accountability, that knowledge of, yeah, this may have happened to me, but this is what I did to Leo. I'm not seeing that yet. Doesn't mean I won't, but I'm not seeing it yet. I also feel like this person, they're somebody who pitches temper tantrums when things don't go their way, particularly if they incur any kind of loss, whether financial or stability-wise. And this person, right now, they're feeling like they're the victim from this person who walked away from them. But it looks karmic. Because remember, guys, whatever you give out is what comes back to you at some point. It's bound to come back to you. Let me see this bottom energy. Show me the bottom energy for the person in Libra, in Leo's energy. They're definitely thinking about you. We have the Strength card. And that is Leo in the Major Arcana. Page of Cups reversed. The Strength card. And the Eight of Swords reversed. I do feel like this person has learned a lesson, or they're learning a lesson perhaps. They are beginning to work on themselves, which is very positive. They're thinking a lot about you. They're beginning to see the correlation between how they treated you and how they've been treated. I do feel like this is somebody who the way they express themselves and the way they give love, give emotions is very immature. But I'm telling you, if this person took up with somebody new, it has not worked out. And whatever they did to you, Leo, is coming right back. It has already come back to them. And this is making them look back. And it's making them not only see the direct correlation of that, but they're thinking more about you. They're definitely focused more on you. They don't want to be. They don't want to be, because see, they've experienced a lot of anxiety here as well. So I do feel like, you know, they know that they're receiving karma. Justice in the reverse tells me that they're aware that this is, you know, negative karma that is coming their way. Let me see the energy between Leo and this person. The Hierophant, Taurus energy, and the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you still feel like things are unbalanced between the two of you. You could also be struggling a little bit financially. Your money might not be exactly where you want it to be right now, because I do see some instability with finances as well. But I also see you working very hard to balance that out, and the money is coming because you are in the Empress energy. So just, you know, with regard to finances, Leo, just maintain, because it is coming. I feel like you made the decision that you were not going to stress yourself out with this person any longer. I feel like you will communicate with them, but you do not want to argue with them. So it causes imbalance in your energy, and you just feel like this person's not offering you, you know, anything balanced, stable, or fair. Now, in their energy, I feel like this person, some of you, this person could be talking to somebody, a counselor, or somebody that they highly respect. They may be getting advice from someone else, but they're looking back at this situation between the two of you, and I do feel like this is somebody who feels that, you know, they moved towards someone new, and they're aware that they were not offering the stability in the connection. This was a connection that it was there was some sort of commitment that was here. This wasn't just some random connection. There was a commitment that was here, and this person is the one who moved away from that commitment. And now they're suffering because of it. I feel like they are trying to lean into their spirituality. They could be talking to a spiritual leader, possibly getting counseling, but they're talking to somebody. Let me see why the King of Swords is here. All right, we have the Five of Pentacles reverse, and we have the Seven of Swords. So you feel like this person's sneaky. You don't trust this person whatsoever. I feel like you're being cooperative, but there's this acknowledgement that this person had a choice between you and someone else. And I do feel like you have feelings for them. You do, although you're pulled back emotionally, you do have the feelings for them. And I do feel like you feel this person is very sneaky. You want them to be honest, to be direct, to be, you know, upfront with you, but you don't feel like they will be. You are doing everything in your power to do so, though. A lot of you feel like you have a soul contract with this person, but you can't trust them. In their energy, this person is wanting to come back into your energy. They want to reunite with you. They want to talk to you. They may have been guided to do so because they know that they have really messed up, and now they're feeling that loss. Be sure that they're not coming back towards you, Leo, for financial gain. Just make sure, because for somebody out there, this person is absolutely coming back towards you for financial gain. But I feel like you have enough boundaries now that you're not gonna accept that. Let me see your outcome. Show me the outcome for Leo. It's too many. Show me the outcome for Leo. All right, we have the Five of Wands reversed. We have the Moon in reverse. and the Knight of Pentacles. All right, so in your outcome, I do feel like there's a deep realization or an epiphany that you're having about this person. I feel like you've already made the decision that you're not going to argue with them. You know your value. You know your self-worth. You now are not approaching this from a strictly emotional standpoint. You have the clarity that you need, and that clarity is placing you in a very high vibration. So I feel like you feel that you're seeing this person clearly. You do not trust them. You feel like they're coming in with a hidden agenda. And I feel like, you know, if they are coming in with a hidden agenda, it's going to reveal itself. And that's going to be everything that you need to make the decision that you want. In the meantime, you're clearly saying, I am the freaking Empress. You are not going to put me in competition with other people. I'm not having that. I know my value. I know my self-worth. No, I'm not going to chase after you. And now that you have been gone out of my life for a moment, I have learned to approach my relationships with boundaries. There's love here, but I'm just not, you can't just walk in and out of my life. I now have boundaries. I have the clarity that I need. So there's an epiphany. There's a realization that's going to help you make the decisions that you need moving forward with this person. Are they coming back in? They want to. They want to. I do feel like this is somebody who is slowly moving towards you. They're moving at an incredibly slow pace, though, because they're still trying to free themselves from all this mess that they got themselves into. Whatever it was that they got into didn't work out. They got back what they were giving, and now they're trying to free themselves from that. They don't want you to know, you know, how much anxiety they're experiencing regarding money and finances, regarding, you know, the loss of this connection with this other person, or the fact that they realize now that they have really lost you. And I feel that this is somebody who is slowly moving towards you, but at a snail's pace. Why? Because they know that you have now stepped into your power. They're realizing it. So they are coming towards you, Leo, but it's very slow. It's very slow. Bottom of the deck is the Four of Cups. That is underlying energy, and that indicates to me that you feel very much that this person, you know, is learning a lesson. It also shows me that you feel very much that this person disrespected you. They didn't acknowledge what you were bringing to the table. And so now they're having to learn a lesson. And I would have to say you are correct about that, because I clearly see it in their cards. So they're still coming towards you, but it is ever so slow. Ever so slow. Let's see if there's any information. You know, I don't know what's going on with your read, because, like, I don't normally have all these cards, so there might be some chaotic energy that's going on. All right, so you have number 36. It says, come to the edge. Give me a second and I will read that for you. All right, so the essential meaning of this card is courage, taking a leap of faith, overcoming fear, and accepting risk. Facing the unknown is the only choice you really have right now if you want to progress. It's okay to be afraid. Now is the time to take a risk that is not calculated, to feel the exhilaration as you ready yourself for a leap of faith. Spirit is present, so let go of fear. You are called to express your true self. Listen to your heart and soul, not to your head. Come to the edge and discover that you can fly. You must step into the unfamiliar so that you may find your miracles. Now, the relationship message says it's scary to be truly intimate with someone, to allow him or her to see all of you, especially the parts you've kept hidden and protected. Now is the time to take that risk and let yourself be seen, truly seen. It is important that you speak up, voice what you need, state who you are, say what you hope for. This is not the time to play it safe, but to take a leap of faith. You'll be glad you did. If you're seeking a relationship, the same applies. Take one step toward the gods, and they will deliver what you truly desire. So, you're ending out a cycle here. There is a transformation taking place, and I do feel like, it's time to take that leap of faith, Leo. Whether, it's opening up and letting this person, when they finally do approach, letting them know what it is you truly want and need, and seeing if they can fulfill it, or if it's coming to that edge and deciding that you're going to take that leap of faith into a brand new life or a brand new situation. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you. If you've resonated with this reading, Leo, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hype the video if you get the opportunity. Until I see you in your next reading, Leo, know that you are loved, and namaste.